All right. Hey guys, wanted to quickly do a podcast here about a new development going on here in Texas relating to the Speaker of the House. So I'm going to give this a few minutes. I'm going to let some people populate in here, and I want to talk to you about how the NRA continues to undermine gun rights here in Texas through its protection of uh, the Speaker of the House. And I'm going to do so wearing my NRA jacket. I don't know if it's showing up backwards or not in the video. Um, so I'm going to give this a second to load up, let people join in. All right. So here's the deal. As many of you know, the Speaker of the House has done a great job this legislative session, and I mean that purely sarcastically. We all, as the second he was elected as the Speaker of the House on day one of the 86th legislature, I knew, and many gun owners knew, and many conservatives knew that the legislature has just made a monumental mistake in the selection of Dennis Bonnen as the Speaker of the House. First of all, Bonnen was a lieutenant, a very loyal lieutenant to Speaker Strauss, and was instrumental in killing and helping Strauss to kill a lot of good liberty-oriented legislation, as well as shutting down liberty-oriented legislators on the floor. So we knew what we were getting into, but we were assured by many people that we trusted that Bonnen was a good guy, that we had nothing to fear, gun rights was great, everything was going to be hunky-dory, and our fears were unfounded. Then came the committee assignments. And we saw that Nicole Collier was the chair of the Criminal Jurisprudence Committee, who is an anti-gun F-rated NRA politician, where a lot of good gun bills go. That's her committee. And then even worse, that Pancho Narvaez was selected to chair the Public Safety and Homeland Defense and Public Safety Committee as well in the House, another anti-gun politician. This is a guy who did everything possible to undermine and kill open carry. Well, now he's the chair of the committee that hears most gun bills, the ones that don't go to the ones that don't go to Pancho Narvaez's committee go to Nicole Collier's committee generally. So once again, we get the chairs and we realize, okay, this sucks because now we've got anti-gun chairs in committees where there are anti-gun bills and pro-gun bills being heard. So the writing was on the wall, but again, we were told, don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. House Bill 357, the unlicensed carry bill, has died, as you all know, in the committee. Pancho Narvaez, along with Speaker of the House Dennis Bonnen, killed that bill. Well, here's the thing. When it was killed, a group called Texas Gun Rights, and specifically Chris McNutt, went out to take flyers to voters in Dennis Bonnen's district and two other districts. Bonnen didn't like that. Bonnen didn't like the fact that his record was being exposed, that his actions in the Texas legislature had been exposed. So he crafted this great narrative that there were angry gun rights activists fighting to expand what he called, Dennis Bonnen, called criminal carry. He labeled House Bill 357, the unlicensed carry bill, unlicensed self-defense bill, as criminal carry, as a way to scare up Texans to support his killing of this bill that he called bad policy. This is Dennis Bonnen's word. Dennis Bonnen called the constitutional ability of you and I to carry a firearm without a government permission slip bad policy. Now, surely the NRA doesn't believe that Dennis Bonnen is right. Surely the NRA believes that constitutional carry is good policy. Surely the NRA doesn't believe that House Bill 357 would allow criminals to carry. Surely the NRA is smart enough to actually read the bill and see that Dennis Bonnen was wrong and would encourage the speaker to do the right thing and correct his statements, right? I mean, isn't that what a pro-gun group does? Is hold politicians accountable for stigmatizing gun owners and stigmatizing legislation and killing bad legislation? Don't they attack that kind of thing? Well, apparently not, because what happened is the NRA has sent out a bright orange assault flyer into House District 25, defending the record of Dennis Bonnen. So this is what it says on the flyer: setting the record straight in Texas House District 55. And I'm going to read this to you because this is very important. Dear Texas House District 25 NRA members. So this was sent out to NRA members that live in Dennis Bonnen's district. This is the NRA is sending out these flyers. So far in the 2019 session of the Texas legislature, the Texas House, thanks to the leadership of your state representative House Speaker Dennis Bonnen, has passed a number of key NRA-backed bills that improve state firearm laws and protect your Second Amendment rights, including, now, before we get to these three bills that they tout here, I want to say, I also support these bills. I support any bill that expands gun rights in Texas, no matter how little or how much. But let's be clear here. These bills are nonsense bills. They're feel-good bills. They're something that the NRA can give to leadership and that the leadership can give to the NRA to say, hey, look, we did something, anything. And remember, these state laws, these improve state firearm laws and protect your Second Amendment rights. All right, how do they do that? So here's the three bills that the NRA touts as these legislative successes. This is the great success of Dennis Bonnen and the Texas legislature this session, right? House Bill 302. This, and I'm just going to read what they put here. Legislation protecting tenants from, quote, no firearms clauses in residential leases and protecting their right to possess lawfully owned firearms in their dwelling units and to carry those guns to and from their motor vehicles. Gee, thanks, NRA. Never mind that courts have already said we have a right to this, but whatever. So a bill that protects certain people from being able to, that can easily sign leases elsewhere if they wanted to, right? So, I mean, whatever. So House Bill 302 protects people who lease property, condominiums, apartment buildings, homeowner associations, things like that. Is it a good bill? Yeah, it's a good bill. It's needed because unfortunately there are apartment complexes and condominium owners and things like that that are creating lease clauses that prohibit the carry of firearms on their own where they live, where people live. But it's not a major piece of legislation. All it does is sort of prevent certain landlords from being able to do this. Again, it's a good bill, but it's not a major piece of legislation. It doesn't affect people who own homes. It doesn't affect people. It's in other words, a small number of people. Then you get this one, House Bill 1177. This is the big one. I mean, because everyone was fighting for 302 to clarify the law to protect homeowners' rights that live in these places. So 302 was a bill that we even pushed for because we had many issues with this. But House Bill 1177, a measure preventing Texans from being charged with a crime for carrying a handgun without a license while evacuating an area during a declared state or local disaster. Here's the deal with 1177. This is great. It sounds good, right? But what I don't think they understand the irony. The NRA doesn't get the irony in highlighting House Bill 1177 as a legislative success. Because in order for 1177 to have any bearing whatsoever, you pretty much have to lose everything. If you haven't lost everything because of a natural disaster, this bill doesn't do anything to you. So congratulations, you just lost your home, but thank goodness you get to carry your handgun with you now. And here's a question, because Dennis Bonnen, again, has said that unlicensed carry, House Bill 357, is he's touted it and he's gotten the media to go along with this definition of 357, which is unlicensed carry of law-abiding citizens, as criminal carry. So 1177 does the same thing as House Bill 357, only it's extremely limited in scope. It only applies to those areas affected by a natural disaster, and it only applies for 7 days. So is it not criminal carry because it's only 7 days? Are criminals not allowed to carry under 1177, even though the wording is almost exactly the same in 1177 as it is in House Bill 357, the unlicensed carry bill? The NRA doesn't call him out on that in this. Doesn't call him out anywhere on this. Doesn't call him out on his statements, his lies to the American people, to Texans, to law-abiding gun owners about what House Bill 357 does. Instead, they provide cover for him because 1177 passed the House, which, hey, as long as you lose everything in your life, you're okay, because the NRA is going to protect you when you lose everything to be able to carry your guns out of your home. Now, did we support this bill? Yes, we did. Again, we support any bill that supports our right to keep and bear arms and that removes any law, no matter how little or how big. I'm sorry, someone has decided to call me while I'm doing a podcast, and I can't reach over to my phone. So 1177, a monumental achievement, according to the NRA. Then you've got House Bill 3231, a bill improving the state's firearms preemption statute and providing legal remedies for private individuals adversely affected by municipal ordinances or county resolutions that violate Texas's preemption law. You know what this is going to do? Nothing. You know how many cases we have in court right now because of the state violating preemption law? Do you know what's being done about it? Nothing. We had a chance to charge Austin. The Attorney General had the opportunity to charge Austin for violating state preemption to the tune of $10,000 a day, despite the fact they were in violation for many weeks. It's $1,000 for the first day, $10,000 for each subsequent day. Do you know what the city of Austin got charged, got fined for violating your rights? $9,500. Not even 2 days worth of violation. So do you think that really matters much? 3231, is it needed? It's always needed to strengthen preemption. Is it going to do anything? No. Oh, and that's it, by the way. Those are the pro-gun bills that our great leadership and Dennis Bonnen has done to, quote, as the NRA flyer says, improve state firearms laws and protect Second Amendment rights. These are crumbs, ladies and gentlemen. These are absolute crumbs. This is no meaning. Open carry was a monumental expansion. And actually, I would even argue it wasn't even a monumental expansion. We were fighting for constitutional carry last session, or 2 sessions ago. We got open carry. It didn't expand gun rights to anybody. All it did was allow you to take your jacket off. Was it needed? Yeah, it was needed, but it still wasn't a monumental expansion of gun rights that we fought for. But it was a major change. None of these changes that the NRA is touting as a reason to support Dennis Bonnen is a major change. Now, not only that, these haven't been passed into law yet. So their flyer continues. While these measures must still pass the Texas Senate, we appreciate the House taking final action on them well in advance of legislative deadlines. Here's where the NRA gets even more sinister. This is where the NRA should lose. This is where they've lost me. Well, they've lost me long ago, but this is why they should lose you as well. Since taking office as a member of the Texas House in 1997, right there, 30 years that Bonnen's been at the state house, probably needs to go now. Dennis Bonnen has supported numerous landmark pro-gun bills over the past 2 decades, including, all right, let's start back in 1999. SB 717, firearms state lawsuit preemption. SB 501, the concealed carry preemption. House Bill 1815, the car carry bill in 2005. SB 378, Castle Doctrine, 2007. SB 321, parking lot protection, employee parking lot protection. HB 910, open carry, 2015. SB 11, campus carry, 2015. And SB 16, license to carry fee reduction, 2017. Guess how many of these bills Dennis Bonnen filed? 0. It is not a big deal to vote for a bill that the NRA is paying you to vote for. It's quite easy to do. If you want an A rating, all the NRA has to do is say, vote for these bills. Guess what's not going to happen? If this is going to be the true test of the NRA. If Dennis Bonnen finishes this session with an A rating from the NRA, despite the fact that he personally lied to gun owners and lied to Texans and lied to his fellow legislators about what House Bill 357 does, then you know for a fact that the NRA is a lost cause. They don't truly believe in gun rights. But they don't stop there, folks. It's very easy to go, again, it's very easy to go and just vote for something. But to actually take a stand is something that's monumental. So here's what it goes on to say. Claims made recently by certain groups that Speaker Bonnen is anti-Second Amendment are patently false, as evidenced by his lengthy and proven record of support for pro-gun legislation. What the NRA is not saying here is pro-gun legislation that Dennis Bonnen has himself single-handedly killed. This is like saying when somebody goes into a school and shoots up a school, gee, but he was such a good person before he did that. Look at all the great things that this guy's done before he went and murdered children. Look at what a great pillar of the community this guy was before he murdered his wife. Look at what a great civil asset this person is. I mean, he works with the Scouts, he works with his local VFW, he works with this, he works with that. Oh, but he raped a child. But let's not worry about raping the child. That person did all these other great things. That's what the NRA is doing with Bonnen. Oh, look at all these great things he's done. But not once in this flyer does the NRA hold him accountable for the bills that he has killed that are even more pro-gun than the ones he's passed. Or, I'm sorry, voted for. These groups are simply engaging in attacks and distortion in an effort to raise money from us unsuspecting members of the pro-gun community. All right, NRA, ILA, let me ask you this question. What distortions have these groups made specifically? Because they're going around there saying that the distortion that you're talking about, the flyers that Dennis Bonnen is talking about, are talking about the fact that he has killed constitutional carry. Where's the distortion in that? Where's the, are we engaged in attacks? Just like you're engaged in attacks right here against other groups like mine, like Open Carry Texas, Texas Gun Rights, National Association for Gun Rights, Gun Owners of America, Texas Firearms Freedoms. I mean, pretty much every gun group except the NRA and its TSRA affiliate, every gun group except the NRA has come out criticizing Dennis Bonnen for his anti-gun message. And this says claims made recently by certain groups that Speaker Bonnen, no. In other words, let me rephrase this for you, NRA. It's claims made recently by groups not the NRA. Every group that is not the NRA has attacked Bonnen on the way he killed constitutional carry for the lies that he told. But not you. No, not the NRA. Not the vaunted pillar of Second Amendment liberty. No, not the NRA. They've engaged, let me say we, because I'm involved in this. The NRA here is directly attacking me, and the NRA is directly attacking you. I am simply engaged in attacking and distortion in an effort to raise money. We haven't raised any money off of this. So when the NRA goes and attacks lawmakers for making bad decisions, are they just doing it to raise money? Because I guarantee you, every time the NRA sends me an email, there's a link for a donation. There's a beg for a donation. So is it only okay for the NRA to call out politicians that are anti-freedom, but not anyone else? Your NRA ILA will continue to work every day at the Texas Capitol with Speaker Bonnen and Texas lawmakers to continue passing pro-gun measures and defeating anti-gun legislation. I'm sorry. How are you passing pro-gun measures? The NRA and TSRA has not done a damn thing to hold Dennis Bonnen accountable for killing constitutional carry. They refuse to criticize their golden boy. Why? Because they don't want to hurt his precious. See, they want their access. The NRA wants access to politicians, and politicians are very thin-skinned, especially Bonnen. He's got an attitude, he's got a violent tendency, and he's got very thin skin. And if the NRA goes and attacks Dennis Bonnen, well, Dennis Bonnen might not let them have access like the NRA has. And they want their access. They want to be able to schmooze with politicians. At the end of the day, if these are the three bills that we get, hey, where's the bill? Hey, NRA, and I know this was a Senate bill, but where's 2146 that's been killed? That's the bill that would allow licensed gun owners to defend themselves at our schools. Now, that didn't pass, did it? This is what the NRA is doing right here. Now, on our Open Carry Texas and on my CJ Grisham Facebook page, I've got the image of this flyer. It's a picture of the flyer that was received by NRA members and voters in Dennis Bonnen's district. Not once in this flyer do they highlight the fact that Dennis Bonnen is the one that lied. Dennis Bonnen, look, this is what I don't get. You're going to continue to work every day at the Texas Capitol with Speaker Bonnen, who called unlicensed carry bad policy. That's a quote, bad policy. This is your pro-gun champion. Someone who thinks that the government controls when, how, and where you can carry, and who can carry through the issuance of a permission slip. The NRA is endorsing and supporting this guy. And if he's got an A rating, after this session, you know what a fraud the NRA is. So you know what? I'm going to do something right now that the NRA is accusing us of doing. I'm going to actually do it right now. If you think the NRA is irrelevant and that you want to support true gun rights organizations, please go to opencarrytexas.org right now. Right now, as you're watching this video, go to opencarrytexas.org. Click on that donate button right there and become a high caliber donor. Help us fight against this rhino gun, pro-gun organization that the NRA has become. Donate the caliber of your choice. I don't care if it's just $2.23, 223, 5.56, 7.62, 30.6, 30.06. If you'd like to open carry, donate 30.07. Let's show the NRA that they're out of touch. Let's show the NRA that the people that are on the right side of this issue are groups like Open Carry Texas, who are not going to capitulate and are not going to provide covering fire the way that the NRA is providing covering fire to a politician who is killing pro-gun legislation. You know, it's one thing if the bill just didn't pass. Okay, that's one thing entirely. But when the guy that we are attacking because he specifically misidentified and misrepresented what our bill does by saying that it allows criminals to carry, by scaring the public into thinking that you're going to have a bunch of gangbangers and felons, violent felons, running around with guns if this bill passes, protecting a guy that says that if the government doesn't issue you a permission slip, that it's bad policy. This is what the NRA is going to defend. If you're okay with that, then don't do anything. If you're not okay with that, go to opencarrytexas.org and make a donation to us. Nobody in Open Carry Texas is paid. I'm not paid. Unlike the NRA lobbyists and the people that are sending out these notices, we don't get paid. I don't get paid to go to Austin and legislate, and not legislate, and fight for legislation. Richard Briscoe, our legislative director, does not get paid to go to Austin. But what your donation does do is it helps us pay for the gas to be able to drive to and from Austin, because we can't pay people to live in Austin full time and schmooze with politicians. So we have to pay. We do pay for their fuel, and every now and then we pay for a hotel when a bill is late into the evening. That's what we get paid to do. That's it. That's where your donations go. They don't go to sending out stupid flyers to protect bad politicians. We don't do that. Just because you might vote a certain way most of the time, if you don't vote the right way, the right time, then we're going to call you out on it. Okay? We would have no reason to call out Dennis Bonnen if he hadn't made the statements that he made. We would have no reason to call out Dennis Bonnen had he not killed the legislation single-handedly with his lies. We wouldn't have had to do that. The reason we are is because of what he has done, what Dennis Bonnen has done. I just wanted to bring that up to y'all. I don't have a copy of the thing to show for you because I've only got a picture of it, and I haven't had a chance. I just finished my radio show. I haven't had a chance to print it out to hold up to the camera, and I'm just doing a live stream right now. So anyway, please go to opencarrytexas.org. Help us support our mission to get back to our founding principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And what our Constitution actually says about our right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. If you have to ask the government for a permission slip to exercise a right, that's an infringement. If the government can determine through fiat, through legislation, who can and cannot qualify for a firearm as a free man, that is an infringement. We will continue to fight these infringements, but we do need your help. So yes, I'm now going to do what the NRA has accused us of doing. And you know, if you've watched this channel, I don't do that a lot. I don't beg for money on this channel. But I think we need to send the NRA a message. And the message needs to be loud and clear. And the way you can do that is by not sending them money, but sending money to groups that you trust. At the national level, that's the Gun Owners of America, GOA. At the national level. At the state level, please give to Open Carry Texas. Thanks, guys. Y'all take care. Be safe. Be free.